Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
Augustus, you have entered the whispering lute. The sound of fiddle music fills your ears, and there is something of a smattering of cheers at the sight of Castilian entering. It's, "Hello, friends, hello. I have returned, and I brought a friend. Friend, would you like to introduce yourself?"
No, my friend. Let us get a drink. Let us get a drink.
He wishes to remain incognito. Barkeep, two of your finest brandies, please. And here's a bottle for your own personal reserve. I'm sure this will keep us in keeping of drinks and keeping the drinks flowing while we keep the drinks of the night keeping on. And the barman kind of rolls his eyes. "All right, come in. I'll make you 2 brandies." You are handed a brandy.
I think Augustus is going to learn from his time on the steam runner, and Augustus is going to look around for a way to pour the brandy away without anyone noticing.
There is a pot plant near to the bar.
Augustus is going to try and subtly pour the brandy into the pot plant.
Nice. Give me a sleight of hand check.
17.
Nice. So with a gesture as if you're drinking it, you're able to just lower the glass and slip the brandy into the plant pot and then put it back to your lips quickly and drink. Give the impression. Good Lord, Your Grace. The speed at which you drink is incredible. Okay. And Castilian knocks back another brandy in double quick fashion.
Don't hurry yourself, my friend. Maybe play some of this wonderful music before you drink too many more.
Wholesome. Bring me the bagpipes. And you hear a groan, like an audible groan from everyone else in the pub. Are you sure, Castilian, it is 3:40 in the afternoon. It's now the time for a haunting melody on the bagpipes. Yes, of course. My friend, Mr. Incognito here, wishes to show his dancing.
Oh my God.
Very well, Castilian. And he reaches up and takes a dusty set of bagpipes and hands it across the bar to Castilian, who kind of pushes and wheezes it and puts it in his mouth.
Is he just striking up across the fiddles? Like he's not waiting for the other music to stop?
The other music has now stopped. People are obviously used to Castilian Colloon's bagpipe playing in this place.
Oh my God.
Even though you're drunk, and with your low perception as it normally is, even you can tell that nobody in the pub wants this to happen. But they have consigned themselves to the fact that it is going to happen.
I mean, Augustus Sneaky does want this to happen. We need this.
Your Grace, it is time to show the world your dance moves. And he blows into the bagpipes, releasing a haunting, funereal melody on the bagpipes.
Augustus does the YMCA.
Is the bagpipe playing good?
Yeah, it is good. Actually talented.
So Augustus begins to kind of move and shape his body. Think of like a slowed down sort of rhythmic gymnastics, a kind of interpretive dance, almost like Tai Chi, like lots of slow kind of flowing movements. This is going to be incredible, like haunting and amazing. I appreciate I'm going to have to roll to back those words up.
Good.
But Augustus at least obviously thinks that he really can move in a kind of haunting and beautiful way, appropriate to this slightly odd, kind of jarring bagpipe funeral music that's happening in the pub at 3:40 in the afternoon.
Give me a performance check, please.
Can I argue for advantage? Because I specifically said Augustus was a beautiful dancer.
No.
And he's had a couple of drinks, which feels like just the level when you peak as a dancer.
He's in the window.
I am. He's in the window. See, I would argue that there should be disadvantage because you're hammered.
I'm not hammered.
You are definitely hammered.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to need me to do a charisma?
You can do it at advantage if you wish to.
Yes, please.
And it's performance, not
That is,
persuasion.
but that's a... Yeah, but it's charisma still, right? It's a sub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he proficient at dancing?
Oh, well,
I sort of hope he fails this. I feel like we'll never hear the end of it if he is a
middle
good
ground.
dancer.
He rolls a 14.
He's an average dancer.
Okay, so the disinterested and slightly irritated crowd, who have obviously been putting up with Castilian Colloon's bagpipe playing for more weeks than they care to admit, now begin to watch you as you move rhythmically in time with the haunting bagpipe melody. Like a piece of performance art, your body undulates and sways in time with the notes. And a couple of people in the crowd are actually quite impressed. This isn't like an overwork, like a staggering work of some genius, but it's quite a passable dance for a haunting bagpipe melody at 3:40 in a pub.
Can we assume that Augustus has like got his eyes closed and is like super into it?
I think you can, yeah.
And you hear people, and it's like they're trying to clap along with you, just a smattering of people. But being bagpipe music is really difficult to kind of clap in time with it and allow you to do your thing. And when it ends, there is some polite applause.
It's okay. Augustus's dancing always invokes feelings in people that they don't want themselves know about or want to feel.
Your Grace, that was beautiful. It was as haunting as the melody I played on the pipes.
Well, quite. Your playing is extremely accomplished, and I congratulate you. Might I suggest that we find a quiet corner to share a conversation and perhaps some rather weaker ale to pass the time and allow us to steady the ship, as it were, as we move towards the middle of the afternoon.
I think that would be a good idea, says the barman, Holson.
Augustus raises a waspish eyebrow at this commoner giving his advice.
That was an impressive dance, well done. You may have an ale on the house for entertaining a few of my guests, a few of my patrons.
Why, thank you, and you may store the bagpipes securely back in their place.
I see. And I notice you're dressed in rather fine wares and are equipped with weaponry as well.
Should I not be?
No, it's no judgment here. This is the Whispering Lute. We take all kinds. But are you adventurers? Treasure hunters, perhaps?
Merely here for the ceremony that is to come in this city.
If you are looking for any adventuring work, you come speak to me later. But for now, there is a corner in the pub that is free. You and Castilian can while away the rest of the afternoon there.
Thank you. Well, if you have tales of adventure or opportunities, I should be delighted to hear them. And Augustus heads off towards the corner, having sort of made that mark, but not now wanting to push it straight away. He needs to get old Castilian set up in the corner to fall asleep or whatever.
Welcome one and all to Dice Company Small Embers Chapter 60, where a group of friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Tom, and I'll be your DM through the continuing adventures of this group of anti-epic fantasy players stuck in an epic fantasy, whether they like it or not. Anti-epic fantasy players stuck in an epic, whether they like it or not. Please introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm playing Fabian Augustus Zeno Denothlian, Prince of Denothlia. And my fact this week relates to Augustus's or Fabian's grandfather, Gideon II, who Augustus thought had been assassinated, but we discovered with our meeting with, Awillian the Knife, that in fact that assassination never took place, and Awillian spirited somehow Gideon away to safety, raising rather more questions than it answered, because obviously Grandpa Denothlian has not been seen in the 40-odd years since that happened. And rolling this idea around his head, Augustus finds himself thinking of the words of his mother, who said that the one fact that she knew for certain in life was that the male line of Denothlians are all nincompoops.
I was about to say, did you create that fact based on the idea that the DM kind of threw this extra character at you that you had to make sense of your backstory, but then it ended with the revelation that you're all nincompoofs, which really negates any need to explain anything. So well done.
Couldn't explain it if I wanted to. It would just be riddled with plot holes and spelling errors.
Absolutely. It'd just be a load of hard to follow nonsense.
Dice Company!
Yeah. Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tock, an imposing 6'8" automaton. Tock is hugely relieved that Squirrel has been revived and is safe. The Rojan, Master of Illusion, a powerful ally, Benny's teacher, and the key to Sanctuary's protection. But personal is not the same as important. She was a close friend of Tick and young Tock's first tutor, with the Overos being a sort of strange and distant god. She's the closest thing to a parental figure that Tock has left.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Maybe Cuthbert could adopt him.
He's a sweetheart.
Cuthbert already has enough minions serving him.
I was waiting for your impression. Yes, my sweet. Oh, that's a lovely fact.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I play Petren Oakflower. Today's fact from Petren is that in the style of Tock, because Petren has been observing things about the humans, and he has noticed that the humans in the group seem very interested in hierarchy, what with Vander claiming to be an admiral and Augustus claiming to be a general. Petren has slight concerns that this may cause tension, as it's quite alien to him. All are equal in Furbolg society, where decisions are made by casting a vote, one per member of the tribe, regardless of any kind of rank or status. Will this hold with this group?
Interesting. Bringing the politics into it, Furbolg politics.
This sounds like democracy, and I think we need to crush it.
I didn't make myself an admiral. The position was forced upon me. You may not understand that as someone to whom greatness hasn't called.
True heroes have greatness thrust upon them. Vander just names himself an admiral.
Claims he can't die.
I'm gonna add to the heartbreak as well. After Tock's really heartfelt fact, almost feel bad about this one. But hi, I'm Charlie. I play Vander Finnick. Vander has started to wonder if Tock is actually as tall as he claims. Ever since Petren joined the group, Vander's had a reliable point of reference. If Tock is lying, vanity must be the culprit. And if vanity is involved, then Tock is more human than Vander thought possible. After all, only kings and pompous nobles exaggerate their height because being anything less dents their fragile egos. So what is Tock up to? Why such a human lie? And one that can be so easily exposed with a measuring tape.
Oh, if Tock's not that tall, that means Augustus is like 5'5".
I'm happy for the measuring tape to. Yes, turns out none of us are above 5'8".
And roll a D100 to see which of my lawyers will be in touch with you.
Somehow I'll get that roll to end up as a red dragon.
They make good lawyers.
Yep.
I bet they do. I bet they lose few legal battles.
Yeah. Martha is a demon in the courtroom.
Some housekeeping. The countdown is on to Christmas. A reminder that we'll be taking a break through January and February on the Small Embers campaign and extra roll. Fear not, though, we've got plenty of lovely stuff coming out during that period. Let's try that again, shall we? We start with a 4-part Tales of Kalevala festive special leading up to Christmas Eve, produced by the phenomenal Richard Godden. There will then be a week's break between Christmas and New Year's, before we return in January with new systems and one-shots, kicking things off with Harry GMing this loose agglomeration of meats through the world of Warhammer Fantasy, where death is not only commonplace, but expected, in a limited series currently called Storm in a Puddle. Following from that, we have Charlie returning to the GM's chair as he oversees the madness of Mothership, with myself, Alex, and a returning Adam Beltane from the Force Majeure and Dungeon Majeure podcasts as our third player. There will likely be a third one-shot during this period, and maybe a fourth, but the details are top secret for now. All of these will be available as normal through the official Dice Company podcast feed or on our Patreon. The Small Embers campaign and extra roll will return sometime towards the end of February or early March, just in time to kickstart our 2-year anniversary celebrations, where we'll have lots more goodies lined up, including the long-awaited Call of Cthulhu adventure, kept by our very own Dave, which I cannot wait for. Stick with us, plenty coming out, and Small Embers returns next year. What a time to be alive. And please remember, we're in a free fall into future. We don't know where we're going. Things are changing so fast, and always when you're going through a long tunnel, anxiety comes along. All you have to do to transform your hell into paradise is to turn your fall into a voluntary act. It's a very interesting shift of perspective, and that's all it is. Joyful participation in the sorrows, and everything changes. So let's turn the page to the next chapter of Dice Company. Previously on Dice Company, the group are split, again, with Augustus performing interpretive dance in the Whispering Lute, while Petren, Vander and Tock sail the leather dynamo out of Frost Hollow to a meeting with the Winter Raven, in hopes of keeping Irina Kaloon safe from the clutches of the evil Wolf Eriksson. Vander, Tock, Tick, Petren and Irina, you have been sailing down the Great River and you begin to approach the area that was marked on the map. Dave, how long does the spell that you're concentrating on last for?
1 hour.
Oh, okay. So plenty of time then.
Okay, when we're out of sight, Tock and Tick are going to climb back into the bag, thus letting the big tarp sort of, collapse down to a small heap.
You hear the urchins. Do you think he's a wizard? He might be a wizard. He might be. I mean, I can't think of anything in nature that does that. No, me neither. Oh, this Admiral Slubbins is really cool. Yeah, he is cool. He is.
Quite right, boys, but this ship is a mess. Please put things to rights.
Yes, Admiral Slubbins, sir. Immediately scatter and skitter around, putting things away.
Vander looks after them with a kind of oddly fond expression.
As the boat cruises towards the shoreline, the point at which there is a mark made on the map, you can see that just slightly ahead of you in the distance on the bank, in what appears to be a custom-made wooden chair, is an old gentleman who is fishing. He's got a long grey beard and long grey hair. At the sight of you, he drops his equipment and disappears into the forest.
Vander calls out to Tock and to Petren.
Gentlemen, eyes about. I believe we will have company shortly, if my guess is correct.
And Vander begins to guide the ship into shore.
So Tock and Tick will climb out of the bag and ready themselves for combat. We'll ask, Vander, what is it that has caused alarm?
A fisherman on the shore, Tock. He observed us and made his way quickly into the forest. I believe he may well have been seeking assistance, and shortly we will find out what that assistance amounts to.
Do you believe him to be the Raven, the flighty one who would provide help?
Quite possibly. We may have to follow with haste. Petren, are you with us?
I'm right behind you, Vander.
Then, I believe we must journey forth.
Okay, Tock and Tick aren't going to, just going to take that face value, so both of them will step straight off the side of the ship, splash into the water, and walk up the bank, following where the old man went.
Vander's going to try and cop a ride there as you do that. I don't know if there's time for me to leap onto one of your backs to go.
It's up to you, Tock.
I mean, there's definitely time, but obviously I don't know how deep the water is. How deep's the river?
Vander's got no chance anyway.
You're
so
on
he's
the
just
shore.
Go for it.
So you're fine.
Yeah, cool.
So it just goes above your knees.
I was really hoping that they would just be completely submerged.
We shall wait with the boat, Admiral Slubbins. Sir,
Your goodbyes, says Vander.
where did the robot come from? I don't know. Looks like...
There's two.
Where did the robots come from? I don't know. This guy's definitely a wizard of some kind. Definitely. And
Vander can't resist. I'm going to cast the minor cantrip. I'm going to have the Gandalf-like little sparks.
what, prestidigitation? Have you got prestidigitation?
I do.
Fucking hell. So a series of sparks just appear and you hear the kids go, wow. Tock, you begin following the footprints with Vander following behind and Petren behind him.
I would suggest that Petren be the one to do the tracking.
Okay.
Feels like a good shout, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a nature or survival check. I think nature. Nature check feels right.
My nature is really not as good as you might imagine it being. How have I got 0 for nature?
Yeah, so Tock's got a 8 for nature. Because nature's more like a academic understanding of nature, where survival would be more like...
Can I roll survival?
You can roll survival.
Tracking would be survival, I think, wouldn't it, rather than nature?
That is a 22.
It takes you no time at all to find the footprints in the snow that the old man left behind, and you lead the rest of the party into the forest. You do not get that far when the footsteps stop. And as you're looking to try and find the trail once again, an arrow whistles through the air and lands directly in front of you. And you hear a voice calling from the trees. What do you want?
Well, we're here in peace. We're friends of the forest. Please don't shoot any more arrows. Who are you?
I am the hunter. I am the one who lives in the forest. I am the Winter Raven. Who are you?
Oh, you're just who we're looking for. Isn't that right?
Indeed, Petren. He is the one in the prophecy.
We come from Castilian Kaloon. He told us to look for you.
Did he? And why did he send you to me? You have precious cargo?
I kind of glance around to Vander and Tock for assistance, because this seems like word trickery.
That is incorrect. We have brought a cloud of mist.
An arrow lands directly between your legs in the ground. Do not play games with me, machine. And then there is a beat of silence. He goes, Tick-tock?
Negative. My designation is Tock. TikTok was my creator's creator. You have knowledge of him.
And through the trees appears a shadow which lands deftly on the floor. And he stands up. He's got a huge, great big bushy grey beard. Looks like he's never shaved. Long, lank grey hair. And he's wearing kind of traditional hunter's garb, like lots of furs and stuff to keep him warm. Interesting. My name is Elma Advares. Well met. How is it that I can help you? You have sought me out, yes?
Hang on a minute. I know you. I've seen you around. Since when can you put full sentences together? Every time I see you, you're all muttering and grumbling and you won't say a word to nobody. Now here you are, the Winter Raven.
You know this man, Petren?
Yeah, he's some hermit who lives in the woods around these parts. I've tried a number of times to chat to him, another wanderer in the forest, but it always gave the impression he wasn't quite all there. I sense that might not be the case.
No, it is a useful disguise to... And he stops and looks around, pulls out a dagger and stabs it into the snow. And when he lifts the dagger out of the snow, there is a small mouse impaled on the end of it. He just takes a big bite. As I was saying, it is good for others to think that you are mad and don't know what you're doing. Allows you to move swiftly and quietly through the forest. No one pays attention to the mad. And he takes another bite of the mouse.
I had anyone to talk to for years.
I'm sorry. You don't want to have relationships with people. They will only let you down. They will only just die on a whim for no reason. You are better to be alone.
Wouldn't mind making that choice myself, thank you very much. Oh, Vander, do you think we need help from this Winter Raven? Is he the person we're really looking for, do you think?
I understand your misgivings, Petren. I understand that you will most certainly harbor ill will towards our Raven friend because of the seclusion he forced you into, and ultimately the slow ebbing of your senses to the point where you began to take orders from a weasel. But I do fear that we must at least hear what this stranger has to tell us.
We're going to have a talk about Cuthbert at some point, Vander.
If he permits it.
Petren shoots Vander a look, which says, we'll discuss this later.
Oh, Vander recognizes a strange passing familiarity in the eyes of Petren.
What is it I can do to help you? You have sought me out. For what reason?
We would seek for you to protect this gaseous cloud.
He looks at it. What? What is it? It is a puff of smoke, a wisp of moisture.
Indeed, it is a disguise.
This is Arena Kaloon. That's who it is.
She's quite the looker.
This isn't her usual form, obviously. We were told that you were the person to bring her to in order to make her safe.
I know the Kaloons. I have known them for many years. And he reaches forward towards the gaseous cloud. Irina, is that you? You are trying to protect her from Wolf Eriksson, yes?
That's right.
You need her taken out of the city, away from Frost Hollow entirely?
I believe that's the suggestion, yeah.
I can certainly escort her through. She will be safe with me.
So you're the right person for the job, are you? Should I turn her back into her usual form?
Yes. This gaseous cloud has given me the willies.
Petren gets out his staff and makes a few marks in the snow, and Irina returns to her normal form.
You're the Winter Raven. It is right, Irina. It is good to see you again. We need to get you to safety. These gentlemen have entrusted me with your care, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that no harm comes to you. Okay. You have done well. I will make sure that she is safe.
That is most kind. Though I am intrigued by your notion that mad people see far whilst not being observed. Tell us, what extra items might you be aware of that would assist us with the taking down of Wolf Eriksson, should we wish to do such a thing?
So you are attempting to kill Wolf Eriksson. That is a bold idea. I believe you need a holy symbol. There is a tree in a cemetery in the north of Frost Hollow called the Goma Onda tree. If you search near there, you will find a long-dead adventurer who had a holy symbol. The symbol of the raven. If you were to find that, I'm sure it would help you in your battle against Wolf Eriksson.
How intriguing. And what does this symbol of a raven grant us by way of advantage?
It gives you the power of the sun.
Very fortuitous, I suspect, given Wolf's predilections. I'm indebted to you, my thanks.
You can repay your debt if you are heading back into the city. Do you know Luarin Advaris?
We are familiar with the name, yes.
I would like you to give him this. And he reaches into his fur-lined coat and pulls out a letter and hands it to you. And it's got quite a nice, oh my god, what's
seal?
it called? Yeah, but what's
like the wax seal.
Wax seal, yeah, it's got a lovely wax seal on it. There is much I wish to say to my brother, but it is all in here. Please, make sure he receives this. He may be able to help.
Lots to say now. Right, I see.
It is easy to speak when you are writing. I am sorry if I added to your solitude in the forest, but you're a big boy. I'm sure you're able to handle it.
Well, that's not quite the point, is it? Whether I'm able to handle it or not. And to be frank, Aylmar, if that's your name, I don't consider myself indebted to you. So, Vander might deliver your letter and he might not. I don't know, but I don't think it's got anything to do with me.
Noted.
Vander quickly assesses the letter as he takes it into his possession to see if it can be opened without anyone knowing that that's happened.
Do you want to
Give
do
it to
that
the
while
right
he's in
person,
front
though.
of you? Or
No, I just want to think about it.
Then think about it you will.
Oh, I am. Vander pockets the letter and avoids terrible dice rolls.
All right, Irina, it is time we left. Your protectors have got you this far. I shall make sure you get to safety properly. Gentlemen, he gives you a curt nod.
Tock, well, before he leaves, Tock's going to turn to Vander and say, Vander, should we inform him of the prophecy?
Is that in his earshot before I respond?
What prophecy?
Yes.
Oh.
I believe you to be the raven in a prophecy that was foretold.
Prophecies. And who foretold of this prophecy?
Shit, didn't write the name down there.
Scroll up.
But Vastra.
Madame Vastra.
I'm aware of her work. If any of the help that I've given you can be used to fulfill this prophecy, and the prophecy is the end of Wolf Eriksson, then I would happily be a part of it. I do not necessarily believe in fate, but desperate times.
Indeed.
We would find that to be acceptable.
Good. And as he goes to leave, he moves closely to Petren and kind of reaches up and puts his hand on your arm. I am sorry to have caused you consternation. When you're at the Goma Onda tree, look closely. You may find something that will be of use for you personally. Hopefully this small thing will undo some of the damage I may have caused you through my performances.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Oh, and one last thing. Under no circumstances should you visit Visit's Wonder Emporium. It is a cursed place. Come, Irina. We go. And he whisks her off into the forest to the south.
A curious warning in parting, was it not?
You intend to visit the Visit's Wonder Emporium, Vander.
I certainly do. It has just made its way to the very top of my list.
But, Vander, it may be dangerous.
It may indeed be cursed, but I'm no stranger to such things.
You refer to Augustus's curse.
I believe we are the subject of a number of curses, Tock. This whole adventure, for example.
Metagaming, sorry.
Radar gallery.
Anyway, shit to shovel, as they say.
And Vander begins shuffling in the direction of the barge.
Back on the boat, is it, Vander?
I believe we must now return to town, yes.
Right you are. And Petren is happy enough to follow along behind.
As he does so, Vander's picked up the hesitation there and falls in beside Petren.
One might suspect you miss the solitude of the forest, Petren.
Well, I don't know, Vander. I'm conflicted, to be honest with you. I was alone for so long that the forest's always provided for me, and I'm very grateful for that. And company's a wonderful thing, but it brings its own complications, doesn't it? As you'll have seen in that conversation with Aylmar there. People aren't always what you think they were going to be, and there's conflicts and misunderstandings. That's not that straightforward, is it?
No, I'm afraid it isn't, Petren. People are nothing more than a series of masks, one laid carelessly on another. But in that little puzzle lies a myriad of delights if one is prepared to peel them back one by one.
You don't mean literally, do you?
I would ask Tock on that particular subject, but in my case, mostly metaphorical.
As you look back at Tock, you see him putting back a shovel into the bag of holding.
Oh, God.
Well, I suppose we'd better make our way back into town. Catch up with Augustus, make sure he's not got into any trouble. I mean, what trouble could he possibly have got into the time we've been away?
Augustus, you are still in the Whispering Lute with Castilian Colloon. You
Hammered.
Yeah. You're actually, because you made the sensible decision to throw away your brandy, you have actually sobered up quite quickly.
Character development.
Colloon has reached that point of the evening
Is it evening?
/ afternoon where his head is on his hands and he's kind of just asleep at the table. Holson, the barman, comes over. He cannot handle his booze. He never has been able to. What can I get you?
Well, you mentioned information. I feel another drink might be a mistake, or I'll follow this friend to an early or mid-afternoon sleep. But you mentioned opportunities for adventurers. I must admit you piqued my interest.
Why don't we go into the back room and I will explain exactly what I meant.
Very well. And Augustus goes up to follow. I guess Castilian seemed to trust this guy, so I don't have instant suspicion of him.
It's more Morrison.
It's Morrison.
Ola, cover the bar. And he guides you into a back room. In the room, it's obviously like a big storeroom. The only thing really of note for you is that there is a large set of double doors at an angle that obviously go down into a cellar area. He closes the door behind you. I am looking for some adventurers to venture into the crypts. Do you know of the crypts?
Not intimately, but oddly you're the second person today to say something about the crypts.
Well, really, who was the first?
Oh, some wine obsessive saying some famous old wine is to be found down there. Quite mad, of course.
Aloysius Cartier-Bouton?
Possibly?
I knew it. He is after the cases of Chateau de Nock that are in the Flaggenstaff's crypt, isn't he? I knew it, the swine. Well, I'll be damned if the Vintners Guild are going to get it ahead of me. I am looking for adventurers to go down. Whatever he is paying you, I will... And he stops for a second. How much has he offered you?
Well, we came to no agreement, so perhaps you could make your offer and I shall see what happens. I cannot promise to take this job, I should say. I have many other things to attend to. But should I stumble across this wine, I could perhaps bring some back for you.
Well, I believe there are over 50 bottles there. I will give you 35 gold per bottle that you can bring back, providing it has the wine in it.
Very well. Sharp businessman, clearly. Says Augustus, thinking maybe he could do with one more drink. Starting to sober up.
It is a fairly straightforward job, as I understand it. All you need to do is make sure that you can find the crypt. It is labyrinthine under there. There are hundreds of crypts of different sizes. I do not believe there are any dangers there other than getting lost.
Very well. Any tips on how to find this particular crypt? And how will I know these bottles when I see them?
In Chateau de Nock, it is a particularly fine vintage red. You'll notice because of the labels, they have a specific insignia drawn upon it. And he pulls out a piece of parchment and he scribbles a design which looks like a triangle with a cross over the top of it and a eye at the top, like at the top of the point.
Very well.
Well, Illuminati.
Dan Brown joke. No, I shall keep my eyes peeled for these bottles and maybe try a little for myself.
It is supposed to be the finest wine that has ever been created. And Flaggenstaff should know. He drank a lot.
Well, I suppose that does make you an expert.
It certainly makes you something. If you are able to find the cases, bring them back to me here, and I shall make sure that you are reimbursed for every bottle. But remember, they must be unopened and full of wine.
I understand.
Good.
I shall look out for these bottles and certainly bring them to you for my reward if I am able to find them.
Marvellous. And if I may say, it is nice that Colloon is spending time with such an upstanding member of society. Normally it's the slightly Ra-like characters that he hangs around with, but you seem above board. Trustworthy.
Thank you, my friend. I cannot abide flashy people.
I agree. I feel this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Wonderful. How exciting. And Augustus thinks this guy's already being way too familiar.
I think he just proposed.
He reaches up to a shelf nearby and he pulls out a particularly dusty-looking bottle of brandy. Here, consider this an advanced payment. It is very nice.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your kindness. I may slip away. I have other engagements, not least crypts to investigate. I trust you will see Castilian safely home?
Of course.
Thank you, my friend. I hope to see you soon.
And as you exit the back room, you notice that Castilian is gone.
So I kind of stop in the doorway and sort of look around for any obvious sign of... Is there anyone noticing anything he's done? Any sign of where he might have gone?
Give me a perception check, please.
Just slumped under the bar.
He's
Augustus'
behind
perception.
you.
The Castilian's still there. It's just Augustus is so unperceptive. 16!
Nice. As you stare down at the empty seat left by him, the barmaid, Ola, catches your eye. No, you're looking for your friend?
Yes, with some trepidation. Where's he gone?
No, he left less than a minute ago. He went outside with a friend that he met. I did not recognize him, though. He's kind of tall, pale-faced, slicked black hair.
A friend he met. Madam, do you know the warden of this city?
No, Ericsson, of course. Everyone knows the warden.
You would recognize him?
Oh, no. No, I have never seen him.
Very well, thank you, madam. And Augustus bustles out into the street.
Chaps, you are sailing back up the river on the barge. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about or do during this period? If not, can one of you roll me a d20, please?
Happy to.
How long do we reckon it's going to take?
About 40 minutes.
Ah.
30, 40 minutes, not that long.
I've rolled an 18.
Sea beast in search of a lover.
As we're sitting on the barge with presumably urchins all around doing the work, I tend to Tock if Vander seems to be giving out orders and say, I suppose I've never really asked you, Tock. How long have you all been travelling together?
I'll just check my calendar.
I will be judging.
No, I actually have to count then. 1. Approximately 4.5 months, Petren. Is it, at the moment, by the way, is it the 14th of Labaton or the 13th of Labaton?
Oh, fuck. I didn't actually get my documentation up because I thought...
Anyway, approximately 4.5 months, Petren.
Kind of, how should I put this, Cuthbert? How did you come to be travelling with these two humans?
They were the first humans that I encountered that were not assisting the Empire and the Founders.
Oh, right, I've heard, Vander and Augustus talk the Empire. Salazar, isn't it?
Indeed.
In your travels, you all got along, have you? You found you can trust the humans?
I believe there are humans that are trustworthy, indeed.
Specifically these humans?
That's a big question.
Ooh. Obviously, we're very close to her. Augustus has recently shown himself to be trustworthy.
Right. Now, I don't pick up on nuance as well as other people might because I don't talk to people all that much, but should I be noticing something that you've not said, Vander?
Tock hands a tablet to Petren. Written on the tablet is... Well, I can send a message to you. Written on the tablet, it says, I believe Vander to be trustworthy. However, he lies a lot.
Might be the most accurate description I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, Petren takes hold of the tablet and looks thoughtful and says, What about you, Tock? Are you capable of lying?
I believe myself to be capable. Yes, Petren.
Do you? Lie, that is?
I have not found the need to lie. In a manner of speaking, I have been lying whilst in human settlements. I have been in disguise.
Well, disguise is different. I think we've established that. That's very interesting. Thank you, Tock. I'm trying to get my head around being back amongst humans, and it's tricky, isn't it?
They are confusing. They're hives, even more so.
Is that what you call their cities and villages and towns?
That is correct. They resemble termite hives, most of all.
They do, don't they? I thought about it that way, but they do. Oh, you're onto something there, Tock.
They could learn from the termites about ventilation.
I'll ponder on that. I'll ponder on it. Thank you, Tock. This has been very enlightening.
While this is going on, the the urchins have been running around the ship. They're very obviously not actually doing anything of note because the ship is now sailing up the river, so there isn't a huge amount for them to do. But every now and then they all line up in front of Vander and in unison yell, "Yes, Admiral Slubbins, sir!" And they go off running around again.
Vander enjoys that performance and waves them on each time.
And your 20 to 25 minute journey up the river passes without incident, thanks to the excellent roll by Charlie there. You sail back through, and the blue cloak, same blue cloak that you saw on the way out, notices you and just waves you back in with no insistent on jumping aboard this time. Clearly still the memory of the smell lingers in his mind, and you're able to dock back just in time to see Augustus bursting out of a door of a nearby tavern. What is wrong with my brain tonight? Jesus. You are now back together.
So Augustus bowls over and goes, Have you seen Kaloon? He left in front of me. I think it might have been Ericsson who took him out of the inn.
We've just arrived, Augustus,
says Vander, just starting to order the roping of the ship to the dockyard.
Yes, Admiral Slubbins, sir.
Augustus kind of spins and sort of looks wildly around the crowd looking for any sign. I guess particularly looking back towards Kaloon's house.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Why do I do this to myself?
Someone could maybe help you look. Oh, no.
Don't need it. 19.
Boom! Very nice. Okay, so you look around the streets. It's still relatively busy, being that it's now kind of heading towards early evening, late afternoon, early evening. And as you're scanning all the individual people, desperately looking for the exact clothing colour combination that Kaloon was wearing, you notice up near the noble district, in the direction of the townhouse of Elmander Pawn, you can see a cloak kind of whisked around a corner that bears more than a passing resemblance to the one you saw Kaloon in.
So Augustus goes, I'm going after him, and runs off, trying not to look too much like he's running, but, kind of like a businessman late for a train. He is running, but he's trying to look like he's not running.
Vander's hand shoots out at one of the urchins.
You boy, what's your name?
I'm Theodore.
Theodore, follow that man and report where he goes.
Yes, Admiral Slubbins, sir. And he jumps off the boat and sprints after Augustus.
Well, Vander, if Augustus is going after Wolf Ericsson, do you think we should be nearby?
I would like to be nearby, but my legs won't allow me to travel as fast as that, so our friend Theodore will assist.
I may also be of assistance. And Tock, with one hand, is going to lift Vander up and place him on his shoulders.
And, Petren's going to start striding out after Augustus.
Yeah, Tock will follow Petren.
Yeah, Petren can keep up with Augustus's run-walk fairly easily.
Might I suggest, Tock, that we don't travel in this fashion in the middle of a crowded city?
You're getting a lot of looks.
How would you suggest we travel, Vander?
Regretfully, I think you must again either walk by my side or take your place in the bag.
That is acceptable. So Tock will climb into the bag and Tick will remain by the side of Vander.
Could we let off a firework just to make sure everyone has seen this?
Vander dusts himself off as if all of that was normal and begins shambling
in. He just rode in on a robot that then disappeared into a tiny bag.
I've already done a lot of weird stuff in this harbour. I don't think I can attract any more attention than I already have. So Vander's just going to shamble out in the direction of Augustus.
So Jeff isn't watching this.
Jeff is long gone.
Jeff has gone to Joe the Piper's support group, hasn't he?
and with the whole group in hot pursuit of Castilian Colloon and someone who looks a lot like Wolf Erickson, we will end it there.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Dave Windust as Petren Oakflower, Alex Morrison as Augustus Zeno, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, and Harry King as Tock, with Tom Patrick as your Dungeon Master.
The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support: Zeus Legion, Zero Nova, Sepulchre Stennet, Marky B, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Nori Gosler, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika, SJ Phionics, Richard Ungamus, Rabbi Camel, Team Stay Toxic, Path Pursuit, Paris Pakar, Liz Beckett, Julia Zeno, Shovels, Queenie, and a special extra thanks to our very own Council of Rojan, Mama Strange, Axel Runholm, and Chris from North London.
Harry hates Christmas,
Plateau.
and it's coming. He's getting close. He hates all festivities that others can enjoy, so it's a really tough time for Hasbat.
Do you not
That is
like
true.
Christmas?
Don't fall for his propaganda.
Well, I mean, he said it now. It feels like it's probably true without a firm rebuttal.
Christmas is
say no.
okay.
What the fuck is that?
Neutral.
I've never seen you more furious in my life.
Yeah, Christmas is awesome.
It's the happiest time of the year.
Now I'm questioning whether you like Christmas. That was with an eerie tone. It's the happiest time of the year. Which overlords are you secretly serving again?
Our new ones.
Christmas.
Once again, Chuck says something and it's actually him just projecting on someone else.
Staying at 100%.
It's all about being consistent.
Somehow threatening.
Oh no, we understand. We understand just fine.
Floating over what I believe to be Al's house. Oh no. Is it Al's house?
It's far too
so
small
weird
to be
that-
Al's house.
Yeah, it's not. It's not
I
enough
can't
courtyards,
move.
vineyards.
There's only 18 buildings.
No, it's not. It's not Al. It could be Al's house. No.
What's the issue, sorry?
Is that a above shot of your house, Al?
Oh,
No. Yes, it is. It's just the mic is right over Al's house.
And I realise I can't move the mic because the webcam is
Yeah.
attached to the mic, so I'm not moving right now.
that's true. That's really up to date as well. Because
I took it when I was in a helicopter ride.
I was about to say, he hopped in his private
Yeah.
jet earlier today to take a photo.
well, the bit directly above your head, that little square, is our football pitch, which we only just made.
This is all going in the podcast, by the way.
This feels lightly creepy, I would say.
Not full creepy, light creepy. You know,
Yeah, light creepy.
You don't want to go
just
full creepy.
It's very on brand with Tock. Just light creepy.
Yeah.
it could go full creepy at any moment, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not there yet. Yeah.
Alex, unconcerned, takes a sip of his espresso martini.
It's a good thing about having 3 small children. Really, threats of death just seem like sweet, sweet relief.
It wasn't a threat of death. It was just your house. It means I can send you a Christmas present if I wanted.
What, from like airdrop it?
I was about to say, in the form of a bomb.
Here is your Merry Christmas airstrike.
Remember, if you hear it falling, run towards the sound. By the time you get there, it would have gone past.
Yeah.
Doodlebug.
Yeah, I mean,
Knowledge.
Now who's got
I feel like
experience
that
of
probably
dropping
should
bombs on
make
people's
sense,
houses?
but my brain isn't clever enough to do it.
Come on now. Don't play it down. You and your football pitch and your 18 outhouses.
So many things to jump in on here.
Exactly, that's the thing, because my servants do all my work or do all my thinking for me. My brain has become rather lethargic.
Is this...
Like Christmas pudding driving a human body.
Have you said you're putting this in the podcast specifically because you think it helps you in the common man ranking? Is that what's happening? Yeah, this is it.
There's going to be an entire outtake section at the end that just reinforces that I am the common man of this part. Dave, you're number 2. That helps.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I've never been skiing or had a golf membership.
Do you own a football pitch?
I do not want to talk about it.
Were you in negotiations to buy an entire football club?
Well, that's true, but we were thinking it was going to be a quid.
I mean, that just shows you're horrible at business rather than you're not upper class there, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because the person I was trying to buy it from just basically seemed to say yes, but then just blocked me on WhatsApp. I was too lazy to do anything else about it.
Well, now all our listeners are going to know all about your football transfer craziness. Which club was it you were trying to buy?
I'm not saying.
Oh, boo.
Welsh national team.
It was not Manchester United. What I will say is that it's my strong and potentially unpopular opinion that business is really boring. Because we thought it was going to be really fun, and then people started talking about, registering companies and accounts and all that, and I was like, no, I'm 100% out. I only want to do the stuff that appears to be fun. Which is why my current workplace hate me. That doesn't sound fun. I don't want to do that.
Well, as a common man raised from a small coal town, I totally understand and agree. Business is rubbish.
You sit atop a web of lies.
Play the music.
I'd given anything for music when I was growing up. Didn't have any music in the mean streets where I lived.
Streets! You had streets!
Sorry, I meant the tracks through the swamp.
Well, I wouldn't have given to have my own swamp.
I just used to gnaw on tumbleweeds to try and get some moisture.
Delicious tumbleweeds.
Yeah, exactly, as Dom famously said once, wasn't there sand?
I didn't make up Bennyquez, it's just autobiography.
You know what? It really helps you to have an injured hand while saying it.
Exactly.
It looks like you've been injured in one of the kind of projects by these two.
Cool.
God, what the hell's happened to your hand?
It's injured, Hal. That's what happens when you subjugate workers.
Is there a cast on your hand?
Never put your hand in Charlie's mouth.
Lore.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our Linktree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.